Yes, and we're live. Yes, you know I'm live. Hey, wow, PG, thank you for being the other side of the camera today. Oh, loving this boy so much. My God, he's amazing. Hey, so welcome, everybody, and a special, huge. We have this wonderful, fabulous, happy, smiley guest. Yasi in Ganesha. So welcome. And Millie. Hello, Millie. And
Hi, Millie.
So we have Trista with us today.
Hi, Victor.
And we have Victor with us. Cool. And of course, we have so many bubbles. Thank you so much, PG. Lots of bubbles blowing in all the way from the Indian Ocean. All right. So it's another day in paradise. It's like just such interesting energies in general popping around there. So it's going to be really nice just to play with some. Oh, Millie, that's my favorite thing. I don't have enough dishes to wash anymore.
Oh, wow. You could come over to my place. I've got lots.
Oh, no.
They're waiting for you.
I have this. It's chronic in my head. It's like, well, if I don't eat and I don't cook, then I don't have any dishes to wash. It is my fault. And I used to love washing dishes. I used to say I didn't want a dishwasher because when would I talk to God?
Oh.
I got so many of my amazing insights washing dishes. It's very dealing
it's
with
meditative for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you kind of zone out. You don't have to think too much about it. It's like such a beautiful meditation. And Hershey, greetings. I hope Hershey's got a beautiful hat on. And Lindsay, we don't see you so much. Thank you, my love. Yeah. So nice we see you, but we haven't seen you for a while. So, yes, PG, I have one of my feathers. They come fast and furious. So we do keep one here, and we have one of the white ones. And we have an incense. So does India smell of incense?
Got feathers all around.
India. I would really dearly like to go. It's 100% outside. It looks like it could be a little warm. I'm sure you'll wear it more in winter. And go outside. Get out my way. Here come the unicorns. So let us just light some beautiful spiritual guide. You can light whatever you like. And just clear the energies. And set the beautiful stage. Because I'm quite excited to be going to India. Let's just open with a little temple awakening. Whoops. So, beloved presence, we enter this moment with gratitude, with jasmine-scented breath and quiet hearts. My dog in the background. I love it. May the wisdom of India whisper through us, through story, through memory, through sacred laughter. May the body be honored as a temple, not judged, but fixed, but felt. May every word shared be wrapped in grace. And may those listening remember something true about themselves, about love, about the light that never left. We offer this space as a prayer, as a small flame lit for beauty, for healing, for the path home. So somewhere we have some
beautiful,
interesting pictures. So when did you go to, so tell, when did you go to India?
It was October of 2007. So a fair bit of time ago. I'd love to
Okay.
go again, but yeah, I mean, that's lots of money and planning and things. It was perfect because I was part of a meditation group, and we wanted to go to stay at the ashram that that Swamiji that we meditated under ran in India. So that's how I ended up going, and it was perfect because I am not a good planner and I'm not a great traveler. So to have it all kind of done for me, it's like, okay, Trista, all you need to do is get your visa and get your passport, and we're doing the rest. And it was easy. Well,
Oh, okay. So you went with a
but it,
small group.
yeah.
But when was your first initiation into India? Because I mean, you said that you were with a meditation group. So, and I know you'd mentioned like about 25 years ago. So,
Yeah.
um,
So before I moved to Edmonton, so probably 99 would be when I
okay.
first kind of got into it. And what's interesting is there was a few days where I was reading all about Callie, and I love Callie so much. So reading all about her, and then my sister called a couple days later, and she's like, "Guess who I've been reading about?" And it was Callie. It's like, okay, well, that's really interesting. So perhaps, my sister and I were both there together at some point, which
Did
I
you go
found
with
really.
your sister as
No,
well or not?
I mean like in another life, but no, she did not come. No, she had
Okay.
a million kids at the time, and well, 4 or
Okay.
3 at that time. But
So
yeah, no,
sorry, you don't have to answer. How old were I love about like because it's the Steiner stuff, he has these turning cycles, the body clicks in. How old were you at the time when you first felt the whisperings of India in your hair?
if it was 99, then I guess I was 23. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, early
Okay.
20s.
Okay. Because like Steiner says we should most people don't, but we should come into our bodies at 21. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah. When the rumblings start kind of happening.
yeah. A lot of people will say 18's the end, kick the kids out, 21. I'll say 25. So
Yeah,
between
yeah,
the 21 and 25 is when you really think that you've got it together and you're an adult, but you actually need home base even more,
yeah, yeah,
just on a different level. And then of course you come up with your Saturn return, which will just shock the pants. Not for
yeah,
everybody. I think a lot
yeah.
of us in our group had some rough 28 things. I saw somebody was turning 56 and I just thought, oh my goodness. Just wish you luck. Lots of blessings. So then you'd been in that in your meditation group?
Sorry, what was the question?
You'd been in your meditation group for a few years?
Yes. So it was before, okay, because she had a sign hanging at Planet Organic Market, and that was before I had worked there. So it would have been prior to 2005 that I started going to that meditation. So yeah, it was a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, because if that was 2007 when I went, then it was a good couple of years.
Okay, and you're in Canada. Did you go to
Yeah.
any Indian temples, Hindu temples in
Yep.
Canada?
Yeah, for sure. I went with friends, which was really helpful, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one friend who was from Sri Lanka, and yeah, she took me to the Ganesh temple, which was amazing. And
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
go to the temple, and it's like, okay, so we have this nice temple experience, and then afterwards, like, boom, food everywhere. It's like, oh, okay. And she's like, you wait, you're gonna love Sri Lankan food even more than Indian food. And I'm like, I can't really tell the difference, but okay. It's all good.
Can you now? Can you now?
Um,
Because the food
I
is
haven't had
amazing.
Sri Lankan food for a long time, so I don't know. Probably, maybe. Now that I know Indian food better, I guess.
What's your favorite?
Dal makhni, which is like creamy lentils and beans, and they're so good.
They
Or
can make
paneer. I love
anything
paneer
good.
too. And it's funny when I before I was vegan, so I'm not vegan anymore, but before I was vegan, I invented pierogies, where I was like, you know what? Like, why don't people put cheese in pierogies? That would be amazing instead of potatoes. And then I thought, well, I guess if they open when you're boiling them, then that would be a big mess and kind of defeat the purpose. And then I thought, well, what about cottage cheese? Instead of cottage cheese with potatoes, because my mom would do that all the time, but just cottage cheese. And then I thought, oh, paneer is cottage cheese. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I made my own pierogies, and they were absolutely amazing. And then really shortly after that, I gave up cheese and didn't make them ever again. But maybe someday now, since I'm doing that again. So good.
It's, for me, I find it so interesting that they do so much, but it's like it's difficult. But the only cheese they have is paneer. Am I right?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I mean they didn't go down the cheese road.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's like
maybe it stays better. There might be a storage kind of thing.
It's most probably healthiest for you.
Yeah.
Other cheese is most probably not so healthy. I mean, I know that if I eat cheese, it's like, but that's like going into the traumas and the digestion of cheese. But cottage cheese is much easier.
I love cottage cheese.
Yeah, and you can make the paneer at home. It's what the Russians are big on making cheese. So it's basically, when I looked up a recipe to make paneer a little while ago, and it's basically the same thing.
It's easy. I can do it, and you can do it. Yeah,
really easy.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of things with paneer. Yeah, no, it's just very. I mean, I find for now, the more I get into it, I just think that it's got like, for now, yeah, things can change. But as like modern day religions go, I mean, I'm dipping into stuff way before this right now, before the Vedas. So that's like really like spinning me an anti-spiral right now, which is okay. But the Vedas are like 7,000 years old, so they even have recipes and how to eat and how to do everything.
Yeah.
So if in doubt, it's not that I'm Hindu or anything. It's just like, what do the Vedas have to say? It's just just like a nice little reference point that I can like. If it's there, then it's okay.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too, like I said on NTR the other night, like, because I don't remember if I got into Hinduism first or quantum mechanics first, because they both tout the multiverse theory, and I remember being fascinated by that, and then one led me to the other, and I was I'm blown away that that the ancient mystics knew things that hadn't come to light and that are coming to light now that we still don't really understand.
Yeah.
Which is so amazing. So there's truth in there for sure.
Ooh. Quantum, it is. But they do it with such beauty and such simplicity. I was actually dipping, and the time before, so that's like yes PD, that's where we're going, sweetheart. Tighten your seatbelts again, everybody. Oi, what a flipping ride, guys. Isn't this a ride? I would just, it's like rechange everything, like focus. I'm not interested in any of this shit right now. I just want to see what I was like playing with today. No, not that. Oh, was I even there? No, doesn't matter. We'll play another time. But this is like, what is it? It's that temple, and they try to, and it was. I was just thinking at the time, Ashwan. It's like before the Vedas, and it's actually now they reckon that Krishna was actually there. It's about the war that Arjuna and Krishna were talking.
Yeah.
And that I mean, it's just so clear that there's like this, the sand is there, that's like turned to obsidian from extremely high temperatures.
Mm.
And they reckon that it was just like this floating, beautiful earth. And that was blown out of the sky and fell into the sea. And apparently, like Moody actually went there even like last year or the year before, and he went under the water, in the water, to actually pay tribute to all of this technology that's under the water.
Yeah.
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 But
And well,
when he first started researching it was in the 80s, late 80s and 90s, and I'm thinking there was such a shutdown because I was studying like the Bushmen, the San people, the Khoisan. It was like insane. Yeah. How everything, things were out and everybody was excited about it. And we went to like university lectures and all of that. And all of a sudden nobody knew anything or wasn't prepared to talk. There was such a shutdown. So, if you're there and and you think, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, did you go to many temples? I didn't see many pictures, but we'll put your pictures up.
A few. I mean, I didn't feel comfortable taking pictures there, but we went to a couple. Most of our time was at the ashram. So I had like 1 day before or 2 days before and 2 days after. So it wasn't a lot of like travel time or, visiting the sites kind of thing, unfortunately, but it was still amazing. So
it's okay. Hey, you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
And
it was fun. I know there was one where we walked in and we were the only white people there, and this man and his son turned and starts explaining to his son, so like these people, they shake hands to greet. So he's teaching him how to shake hands with the man that we're with. So it was very cute.
And then back in 2007, there weren't that many people in India doing travelers. It's along. The world has kind of got overloaded with travelers.
Yeah.
So and I think it's still a lot of temples. I mean, they won't even allow non-Hindus in.
Yeah.
So if you like not a Hindu, if you like from another culture, from another American, you can forget it.
Yeah. This was a Hare Krishna temple, and they were very, very good to us for sure.
Yeah.
I know I took a Buddhism class when I was in university, and our teacher was white, and he studied it and he was into it for many, 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 many years, and he had traveled to I think he was in India, and when he would try to go to the Buddhist temples, they would spit at him. Like, yeah.
So and it's okay, for me, it's okay. I really, some of these guys have been through a lot of stuff, apparently in Japan, a lot of train rides. If you're white, if you're European, they won't sit next to you. You have the seat all to yourself, and they virtually, they won't spit at you, but you can feel that they're spitting at you. And that's okay, it's like there's all that lovely touristy stuff and all of that, and people are also a lot being opened, but there's still, and it's okay,
And honestly, we were welcomed so beautifully by pretty much everybody, and most Indian people assumed we were from the UK, which I thought was interesting instead of American. We'd be like, no, we're Canadian. Oh. Well, I mean, we were, but we had one American with us. He's the only American that was part of that meditation group that came. I assume they have other like groups, but so he traveled with us from Toronto on, from the UK on. That was our one stop. So we stopped in London for 8 hours. And that first, on the way there, we were able to leave the airport and we went to Piccadilly Circus and walked around and drank really, really expensive Starbucks. And then they wouldn't let me use the bathroom without paying for it. So that was interesting. But it was fun. And I didn't sleep the entire way there. So I was.
Oh, that's really cool. Then you can really see India.
Yeah. Yeah, so then Ed met up with us there, and then when we got to the ashram, there were people from, like, we're a big Canadian group. There was a big UK group, a few people from Singapore, and a few from Germany, and a lot from India, of course. But most of the Indian people were the volunteers at the ashram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of really went straight to the ashram and just spent time at the ashram.
Pretty much, yeah. We had a couple of days before and after, but nothing significant, and mostly just for rest and, you know, kind of get our bearings about us. We shopped a little bit. It was nice because the meditation group facilitator, she was dating an Indian man for a long time. So his parents and his family were the ones that kind of took care of us while we were there. So they're like, okay, so you're going to have our driver. We'll get a different driver, but you can borrow our driver because we trust him and we know that there will be no funny business if he's the one driving you around. So we had this man who he spoke no English, but we would call, he'd know it's us calling, and he'd come and pick us up. Sometimes we had to let the people at the shop or whatever know where we were, or let them know. Oh gosh, I can't even talk. Let them talk on the phone to him so that they could tell him where we were. And all we knew was thank you. So Dhanyavad every time we get out of the vehicle. And they would
But I think India's fine if you smile a lot. Were you in North or South India?
Mumbai and then Gujarat. So that's the west and kind of north.
Okay.
But not very north.
Yeah. And because also coming from England, you know, there's a lot of like colonial crap that went on, especially in the north.
Yeah.
The south wasn't so devastated.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, that was actually just something that I was also just come up for me just recently with the yugas, the Kali Yuga, was that after Krishna, just before the Vedas, at the time of the Vedas, that we were going into the dark ages, into the Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
And it was just so important to make it's not religion, but to make the mantras, to make the food, you know, that we're going into, to make the healing, the medicines, the Ayurveda, the chanting, the dressing, the colors, you know, everything, the incense, all the little rituals, to make them really so important and to just stick in them as a people, so that all those little songs and little remembrances would actually get them through.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you were still then, when there was still so little, which is, it's really like quite sad, because I've like now been making quite a big thing of it. And there was so little about India from Indians, you know. The only real history that they almost had left was written by the colonials until quite recently, that they've started to dig up their own stuff and started to write their own books. Because I know, it was there was then a flurry of incredible Indian writers. Because I thought, of course they must be able to write, you know. And there's, I mean, I can go on quite a bit about the colonial, and they were treated quite differently, but they never really gave their stuff, because it's not a religion, so it's very complicated.
Yeah.
And do you feel that when you're there? I mean, did you like interact outside of the ashram very much? Not much, yeah?
I mean, a little, like while we were like not there, then yes. I mean, apart from travel time, but even that, like, it's hard not to, right? It's everywhere, and like we weren't there to experience the more Western things. I mean, they've got McDonald's. Their McDonald's apparently is 100% vegetarian, which I thought was interesting.
There's no cow. No lady cow. They can eat boy cow, but they can't eat lady cow.
Yeah. So that I found interesting, but of course we weren't going to eat there. We were going to eat the good stuff.
You didn't drink the water though.
So, okay. I
Great.
didn't do shots because I don't go there. So I took grapefruit seed extract and oregano with me, and all bottled water. And I was told, don't eat anything that's not cooked. If you don't have shots, and just make sure everything that you eat is fully cooked. And so I did that, and all my water was bottled. Even when we brushed our teeth at the ashram, we used bottled water. And they're like, that's fine, because they would have to have water brought in. So they're like, if you're going to be doing that, then like at least use the bottled water to brush your teeth, not the water that we have shipped in, which is fair.
Yeah, parents,
But,
it's not a joke.
yeah.
I have a friend in South Africa. He's an interesting combination. He's a gay white Jewish boy that's converted to Hinduism, and he does,
Ooh.
and he cooks. He's a
Yeah.
caterer. Mainly Indian, incredible, and he's totally obsessed with India. I mean, if you go to his home for food, you'll sit outside on your haunches, with the little stove and all the little things and the 5 elements, and yeah, he's amazing.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes converts often become more obsessed than the originals. Yeah.
I think, well, because if we were there in another life and it's just so familiar and it draws us in so much, then yeah. I wore a
So,
bindi.
and with the drink the water, he would if people kind of got all snarky on his tours, he would just say, for fuck's sake, just drink the water. Stop bickering and drink the water, then you'll have something to complain about.
It was funny too, because like even the bottled water was a little like
Dodge.
like, why is it filled to different levels? Like they should all be uniform. It should all be filled up to here. No, some are up here, some are down here. Some taste kind of funny. So if I had a bottle of water that tasted funny, I would put extra grapefruit seed extract in it. But I felt better than I felt in my life, and I slept absolutely amazingly well. I think that Swamiji had something to do with that. I think that he was sending us energy as well. Traveling there, my stomach was in knots, but literally, and I don't use the word literally unless I mean literally, when the wheels of the plane touched the ground, my anxiety knot just disappeared. And from then on, I was good. Like it was amazing. And even sleep, and I struggle with sleep at the best of times, and sleeping under heat. And then they'd be like, "Oh, we can't have the fans on," and they'd shut the fans off for the night. I'm like, I am dying here. Like, can we please?
Oh yeah, what time of the year was it?
Sorry.
What time of the year was it?
October. So I mean, it wasn't like, for me. It was still, when we landed. I know the air. What do you call it? My gosh, the pilot said that it was 36. So in American, that would be like what? I don't know, close to 100 probably.
I don't know, 36, I understand. It's like a nice day in the south of France.
Yeah, I'm going to look. But it was bearable. I felt better there, and 96.8 is what 36 is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the heat didn't bother me as much as it does here. And I know everybody's like, oh, well, dry heat versus humid. I get that, but I do feel like there was more to it than that we were just taken care of.
Okay, let's have a look at some of our pictures that we have here. You can tell us a little bit about them. Where are they? Doop, 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 doop. There we go. So, of course, I had to put Ganesha because I know you didn't. So this ashram, are ashrams like dedicated to the different deities?
I think that there are. This one was like Swamiji had put this one together, so it was more about the meditation group and him than it was about an individual god. And he liked to be open to anybody. Like, it doesn't matter what religion you are, you can do this meditation kind of thing. So I think that he kept that part of it out of it for the most part.
And was it a silent? Did you go into silent retreat, or were you talking?
We were still talking. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you did go into silent retreat at some stage. Yeah, I
did
think a lot of
yeah.
people, which is what's so really, really special, and it's like I keep reminding myself and everybody about it in India, is that the temples are not built by a religion. They're not built by the state, or by a religious faction. They are built by private people or donations, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why then you choose who and what you're doing with that piece of ground. Yeah, whatever you can do with it, whatever you want to do. And many of them do really have like billions of dollars worth of gold and jewels underneath, because it's just deepest gratitude. And they go back really, really far. And of course, people are constantly building temples or ashrams. So there's different reasons why they build them, but it's usually a deep honor and gratitude to a particular deity. That whatever you feel like doing, whatever you feel like doing. Nobody's telling you what to do in India, which is just quite amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I asked that question here. So, because I know a little bit. I definitely only know a little bit because it's so enormous.
Yes. Yeah.
It's huge, and I'm just sticking with the curls right now. So okay, yeah, they're enough. They're really enough, I mean, my first taste of India was, how old was I? I was like 15 or 16, and started going to meditation with the guy that I was kind of, well, we were kind of involved. And that was with, I would be so ashamed to talk about it for many years. It was with Guru Maharaji. I didn't understand a flipping thing, but we'd go for the meditation, didn't know how to meditate. I just remember, what was his name? Pravesh. It's funny how you remember some names. But we'd go like twice a week to meditation. I just remember my feet getting very, falling asleep and being like, I don't know. Oh, it's perfect concentration on a perfect thing. And read this book. It didn't make real big sense to me. And I mean, I don't know if you know who Guru Maharaji was. He was this like 14-year-old guru that came over to the West.
Yeah.
There was more, the West has been like so like BS'd by so many of these guys. And it's okay, people did it all in good faith. I think almost, not everyone, but many. And he was 14, and everybody was worshipping this little kid. And then he came over to America and he married an American woman, and then they traveled around and they were worshipped everywhere they went. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And then it kind of like disappeared and fell away. And a little while ago, I was just doing some research on some of the big gurus. And I was really like, because it was like, it just seemed like such a money Swiss, like billions, millions and billions of dollars, going to this poor American. They don't think very much. But he's not around. He is around, but he's not around. As a guy, he wrote the biography of a yogi. It's not and that's about Paramahansa Yogananda. So there's lots of missing pieces in the autobiography. So he wrote biography, but he also researched a lot of I think his name's Philip Goodman, yeah, and a really wonderful man to listen to if anybody's interested in some of the gurus and their lineages and stuff. And he pulled up dear old Guru Maharaji, who is, well, he's about my age now. And he said, yeah, and even Guru Maharaji, he's not a guru person anymore. He's a businessman and he wears a suit. He's no more like traveling around on an elephant. But he does almost everything for charity. And I thought, oh God, this Indian thing, I want to cry when I think about it. There's just something about it, the goodness just comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that gene. Anyway, so that for me was a really beautiful like ending of that little chapter in my life.
Yeah.
So I love this. Ta-dan.
That unfortunately is the only elephant that I saw the whole time there.
I think it depends at what time of the year you go, and it's also down south, and it's also relatively new that they've like restarted like worshipping Ganesha. He almost died out completely, and it was one guy that single-handedly brought him back into favor. But that's more down south, and it's coming up now, and apparently it is insane.
Yeah, he's just so powerful. How could they leave him behind?
I know.
And he's supposed to be the first one that you worship, right?
I
To
know.
kind of
But this is how dangerous our connection to the higher gods has actually come. We really are in crisis.
Yeah.
So thanks, PG. You know what's going on. Or some of us, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Or thank God I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So stuff for everybody. So this must have been when you arrived.
So this actually, I didn't take this photo. So this was outside of the ashram. So we were welcome to go and meditate for sunrise. And the couple of times that I did, it was amazing. So we were outside of the ashram walls, and that's all of us in there, all the little dots. And it was so beautiful to meditate, to bring in the sunrise like that. And I noticed that each time I did it, that right before the sun came up, just that like a few seconds before the light kind of sprung through, it would get just a little bit colder, just a few degrees colder, and then it would warm up and the sun would kind of present itself. And I thought, that's really interesting. I don't know why. And I don't know if it was maybe just my imagination, but it happened every time that I was meditating for sunrise.
Yeah.
There was also
that little breath. I'm here.
Yeah. And there was one time we were meditating out there, and I'm all into it and it's beautiful and all relaxed. And then this pack of wild dogs came by, and I swear it sounded like it was right next to me, and I nearly shit my pants. And then I opened my eyes. It was quite far away from me, but a few of the volunteers chased them away. But they're like, "Oh, they're fine. They're not rabid or anything."
But that's a big blessing. That's Kali,
Yes. Yeah.
So, and wild dogs have a very, very special part in India. And interesting in Turkey as well, and cats. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
Especially, and they in Turkey, and they open up the department stores for the animals in winter. So like furniture stores, they'll open them up for the dogs, and the dogs come and sleep on the display.
Oh, that's beautiful. And then over here, we're like locking out the homeless people out of the LRT station. So what a shift.
Yeah, it's amazing. And cats particularly are really like, and I was like so surprised. I mean, I've grabbed people, like I don't just always trust what I see, And I said, and they said, no, it's like this in Turkey, all over Turkey.
You'd think we like turkeys more.
Yeah, and there are hundreds and thousands of cats, and they're similar thing. They'll be at the subway station and they'll greet you, and it's like cats and dogs all over the place that are homeless.
Yeah.
Not hungry, homeless.
Yeah.
People feed them. Yeah. I hope that they're new to them, so that the population stays down.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. I know they do that in South Africa. They do it with the cats at the beach.
Yeah.
And then they put a little clip in their ear, and then they, that they've been.
Maybe instead of calling them homeless, we should call them free.
Well, they're
right?
free. Yeah. What do we
They go
call them?
under, yeah.
Stray
I mean, sure,
dogs,
they don't have human
wild
homes,
dogs.
but the
But they packs all
chickens are
over.
others.
But they represent Kali very
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Or the male
Oh,
version. But yeah, the male version of
give me half a second. I'm going to close the window because it's going to be noisy in a second here. There we
It's
go.
such a cool elephant. I love it. Here's the fundraiser. Oh, cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's beautiful. People are definitely taking a lot more. Well, maybe I'm just getting like good stuff that I read. So it's not my big thing, but somebody that I do a lot of meditations with. It's her big thing to have like her heart is very much for the goodness of animals around the world. I mean, I do feel for animals, but it's not my big thing. You know, we've all got our big thing. Can't be everything. Here, PG, just in case you need some bubbles for you, so we can all go boop boop boop. We're doing very hard work, guys. Really. Up with the bubbles, everybody. Boop 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 boop. The primordial bubble, the primordial foam is arising. Do tune in tomorrow. Let's get some advertising. I'm sure it's going to be flipping interesting. Not sure where we're going, but we've got seatbelts. That's the most important. Some of us have got parachutes. Some of us haven't. Okay, where am I? I'm trying to find my photos. There we go. Okay. I love this picture. It's just, there's
I
something
love
so
that picture so
beautiful
much.
about it. Okay, I just threw in some goddesses.
Ooh.
So obviously, Kali is the one that you, because I was going to ask you, who do you really relate to before and after? Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. Kelly has always been really big for me, but I do love Saraswati as well.
Oh,
Kushi was almost named Saraswati, and I was calling her that for the first couple of days. I'm like, it's not feeling right, and I ended up settling on Kushi because Kushi was my nickname when I was in India by one girl, and it's funny because I was walking along and she was yelling after me, I guess, but I didn't know. And then she comes up and she's like, so just so you know, like I've been calling you Cushy, 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 because you smile all the time, and Cushy means happy. So that was
how beautiful.
she's like, I don't know your name, so that's what I'm calling you. I'm like, okay, well that works. I love it.
Okay. So this, guys, this is your yeah. There's no official, but this is your kind of most official trinity of the goddesses, which is here on the left is Saraswati, who is music. She's supposedly married to Vishnu. And on the right, we have Lakshmi.
Yeah, you gotta love Lakshmi too.
Yeah, Lakshmi's, but you know, they all beautiful. And you know, when the more that you get to know about them, the more they just, and then, you know, I love world religions and world creation stories, you know, from been collecting them for pretty much as long as I could in mythology, you know. I mean, I've been reading mythology since like big time, since class 4. Huge, because we didn't have it in South African schools, but my father had.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I loved mythology growing up, like especially Greek and Roman when I was growing up.
Yeah, I was a great reader. But anyway, so, and then of course we have Blessed Makali. So did you feel the goddesses when you were there? Did you really feel that?
I want to say yes. I don't remember, like I'm not going to be able to give examples, but it was Navaratri when I was there too, the 9 nights of the goddess. So that was one cool thing that we got to do before going to the ashram is we went to like this big big dance. And there's some pictures in there from it. It was really hard to get pictures because the music was so loud that everything just vibrated, right? And we were all on like mostly raised wooden kind of things, so the vibration would affect the camera, and I couldn't get a decent picture for the most part. But it was very, very cool, and like the colors, it's it's interesting the duality there, because like everybody is so colorful and wears just these brilliant, beautiful colors. But everything, like the buildings and the ground, everything else is so brown and gray. And then also like the poverty versus the riches was another duality there, and like so much that just stood out on both ends of the spectrum. So I found that really fascinating as well.
Yeah. I think in the last few years it's got a lot better. But some people, you talk to them, they just like, you either hate it or you love it. There's
when
very
I got
between
when I got
India.
back and I was working and I was on a till, and I had a customer come in and or come through, and I don't know what started it, but I had mentioned that I just got back from India, and she grimaced. She went, "Ugh, oh, I could never go there. The poverty is disgusting." And I was like, wow. That's what you take from it, is that it's disgusting? Like, how about have a little bit of compassion? Yeah, that was hurtful.
It's been through, as I said, it was it was like a lot of these old places have been like seriously touch and go, and we've seen that even now, as I just said, this huge cover up. People can just remember those dates, the late 80s, the 90s, when so much exciting stuff was coming out, and then it was but like so. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move. And so, so this is what we're talking about, the awakening of the ancient sites again. Yeah. So it's not what you think it is. It's so much bigger. It's like I've been saying this for a long time, It's just like we're all in for a big surprise.
Yeah.
So, I'm busy digging down past before the Vedas, so it's coming up next. And it's like really, it's, threading stuff together from different places. So let's go back to India. I'm really sorry, I did miss my India. But it's okay. So where are we?
Okay, so that's where the ashram is. So up in I almost started pointing at my screen to help you. That's not going to work. So like all of the cities kind of in the top corner there. So Navsari is the closest city. And so then where the arrow is where the ashram is. And it's also near Dandi. And Dandi is where Gandhi did his salt protest. So he marched to the Arabian Sea and evaporated the water to make his own salt, because that was illegal to do at the time.
Thanks for reminding us, guys. That was also, they were killing the Indians with the flipping salt tax.
Yeah.
Another one. Thank you. I just remember, yes.
Yeah.
It was huge. Salt, bloody mad, the bloody colonials. But it's like really, but it was quite near the sea as well.
Yeah. So it was very close to where we were, where he did that, because he did that near Dandi, and Dandi was, I think, maybe 45 minutes from the ashram. Navsari, I think, was like an hour or so, a little bit longer.
Okay, but not a very built-up area.
No, and that's in Gujarat.
Yeah, and we forget. I mean, India's it's a big place. It's not a small country. Okay.
And there's closer up of the ashram. And I'm sure it is much more fleshed out now than it was then, because he was still really kind of getting it going. The two green patches. So their goal was to be completely self-sufficient. with the exception of water, because they had to have water brought in like these big round things. But they were just starting to grow rice, and once they were able to grow their own rice, then they would be food self-sufficient, which is very cool. Yeah.
What was even, sorry, no, carry on.
I was just going to say, even the like how I had mentioned I hadn't had shots, so I didn't want to eat anything that wasn't cooked. The one exception was raita, because I mean we were able to go and hang out with the cows, and I wanted to be able to eat the yogurt that was made from, you know, the cow's milk from the cow that I was hugging earlier that day. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So that was my one exception, and it was amazing. Another really interesting thing is at the ashram, they had the man who would take care of the cows would stay there, and it would be a shift that was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks long, and then he would have 3 weeks off. But he would stay with them in the stables, sleeping with them, eating with them.
Wow.
He would live with the cows.
And it's a big honor for him, no doubt, to be with cows. Yeah, so this would be new. So, and because I think also, you know, over the years and new, and that's part of the idea that these places are self-sufficient. They grow everything, as you say, except water, maybe. And I'm sure that they will figure out a way to do water as well sometime. They constantly. And people put in, you know, rich people put in money. It's really wonderful. And they don't always have their notice board up there, you know, that says we gave money here. They just do it. And it's very often also that they will serve and supply food to a lot of the people around there. And often even the schooling, or they incorporate all sorts of things into these ashrams. They're really quite incredible. So I'm not quite sure where yoga is going, but everything starts off with one step, you know?
Yeah. And they had donation things like all around, but there was no pressure. They're like, they're there. If you want to donate, great. If you don't, it's fine. Somebody else.
No pressure.
So don't even, you know, no guilt, no shame.
Yeah.
And
maybe one day when they get enough money, they'll even build a small temple. Is there a temple there?
So it's very tiny. So they had like and it was just basically a room, and then with a statue of Swamiji, and he had like charged it with his energy.
Okay.
And we were the first ones that got to meditate with the statue. Okay. And this is a fun story. So there's 50 of us, and we are crammed into this tiny little temple. And it was knee to knee, and there was maybe 6 to 8 inches in front and behind me, and we were literally like not just touching knees, but we were squished right in there. And so we start the meditation, and the plan is that we're going to be there for an hour. And so we start meditating, and what felt like probably about 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh my gosh, my back and my legs just started to cramp up. And I thought, what am I going to do? Like, I can't stretch out. I can't do anything to adjust my position. And I thought, well, I guess this is where my Vipassana meditation training comes in well, because in that one you don't move, and if you have pain, if you have itches or anything like that, you just stay completely still and just power through it. So I thought, okay, I guess that's what I have to do. So I just kind of went with it, and then what felt like maybe 5 minutes after that, it was over. So I lost 45 minutes somehow during that meditation, which I thought was really fascinating, because it felt literally like I was sitting there for maybe 10 minutes, and then I started to cramp up and thought, okay, I still got all of this time to go, and I didn't. It was done. So that was very, very interesting to lose time like that.
I think you can. Well, there's a lot of energy in India.
Yeah, it was a very powerful meditation for sure.
Oh, we've got Ganesha playing again. We've thrown Ganesha in between here, all over the place. Just to remind us that that he is the beginning and in control, because I have this very deep
Yeah.
love affair, taking a whole another dimension with my invisible friend. Okay, so were you doing a meditation out here?
Yeah, so there we were meditating. The one in red, kind of near the front, is Swamiji there. I think I was over in the top right area. But again, this was someone else who had taken the picture, and that's why we actually have pictures from the ashram. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
Are there quite a few people there, though? Hey.
Yeah, there were about 50 of us that were there. 50 of us that were there to stay, and then the volunteers on top of that as well, of course.
Okay. Okay.
And there we were dancing. So that was Garba, and that we had left the ashram and went somewhere else to do that.
Okay.
And it was lots of fun. Lots of fun. I mean, we were all tripping over our feet and didn't know what we were doing and didn't know the proper steps, but it was fun anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you read some of the statistics with volunteers and the amount of food that Sadhguru does a day, it's like WTF. Yeah. And no matter what people think about him, I think that whenever you get famous like that, you're going to have bad press.
Yeah.
I do call him Sadhguru. He's not particularly for me, but he has really worked hugely with millions, if not billions of people. Yeah. The amount of food, and most of it is volunteers, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Oh, beautiful.
I know. This is like our rainbow Ganesha. So I just also dipped back into some of my memories over the last few months and just let Ganesha come and play with us and just remind us that he is in control,
Yeah, yeah.
Thank goodness, we tend to forget. And if you don't call him Ganesha, it doesn't matter. Just remember that there is something in control, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Some beautiful angels, some beautiful divinity, some beautiful goddess, some beautiful crystal, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
So that's so before I went, I was so conscious of the things that I was bringing with me, and I was told or suggested to bring wet wipes. So if you don't have, face cloth to wash your face or whatever, then you've got wet wipes or for your hands or whatever. So I was trying to find wet wipes that were biodegradable because I thought I don't want to bring my crap to my, my home and then leave it there to rot for years. So I was trying to find biodegradable wet wipes. I was unsuccessful, but I was like, I put in the effort, so I guess that's all that matters. But that there behind those people walking, that's a garbage heap. That is a garbage heap that now, that's because that's a bridge. So it's not just that high, it's like that high plus probably another 5 or 6 times. It was ridiculous. Yeah, the garbage there was pretty phenomenal. There was one time I didn't get a picture of it, but we were driving again over a bridge similar to this, and there was a whole bunch of houses, and behind each house was its own garbage heap. It's like, wow, guys. But I guess there's that many people. What do you do with it?
There are a lot of, I think, especially in the last 10 years, since you were there to 2007. That's quite a while ago. So there've been some huge, big things, especially with garbage and some people really out they have to go to school and they can go for free, but they have to take garbage to school.
Oh.
Yeah. So they recycle it, yeah. And that's the payment. They have to take a bag of garbage to school, which is great. It's like a wonderful And there are just so many things that they are doing with now. in the last
Yeah,
few
that's
years.
good. That's really good.
With recycling, making bricks out of plastic, making bricks out of fabric, this sort. Yeah, so there's like I like to keep my eye on some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Because that's a huge problem. Is the fashion industry. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
How much waste there is. So
Yeah.
in India, they're making bricks out of clothing, old clothing, because these go into the garbage heap as well.
Yeah.
To feed the waste's greed
Yeah.
and the insatiable lust and desire and want for stuff, And then, that was, I think they still do it, like a lot of our plastic and rubbish we were sending over to India, and it's also not all their stuff. We were sending to Thailand and to all of those places so that we didn't have to deal with them in the West.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now we've got, it's all coming down. So, oh gosh.
There's their little taxi cabs.
Yeah.
They're adorable. And they're everywhere.
Do they call them tuk-tuks, or is that something else?
Not that I heard. I know I heard rickshaw, but I'm not sure if it's the same or if it's the other type.
Okay.
Because I think there were some that were more open as well that I think might have been rickshaws. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of places in India, they're also like really colorful and adorned.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. So this lovely lady, so she followed us around when we were shopping and saying, buy me rice, I'm not allowed. And we tried to give her money and she wouldn't take it. She said, I'm not allowed. So we went in with her to a grocery store and we bought rice for her. And it was like a 2-for-1 deal. So me and my traveling companion who I was with at the time, we bought it for her. And then she starts like putting all this other food on the counter as well for us to get. And I mean, if it had been just me, I'm sure I would have just bought it for her. But Sheldon was like, no, just this. And then the guy ringing us through started yelling at her. And I was like, well, that's not necessary. Like, yeah. But she let me take a picture of her, bless her heart. And yeah. So that was tough.
Yeah.
I think bought everything in the store for her. Like, just put it on my credit card.
Yeah, there's a lot of poverty still, I'm sure, and a lot of like cost, part of the laws and the retributions or whatever these people have done. That she's maybe for some reason not allowed to have money, It's like the Agoris.
I think she wasn't allowed to shop. Like she wasn't allowed to spend her money in that store or to go in that store unless she was with somebody. Yeah. I think that's kind of how I read it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being there.
And so that is, what do you call it?
A hospital.
Scaffolding. It's wooden scaffolding that is just tied together.
Oh, like, golly.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that doesn't look like it meets OSHA standards.
No, it's not meeting Canadian or American standard settings or English. But it's been there for a long time and it's still fun.
Well, thanks for coming, Grace.
They're amazing doctors in India, though.
Yes.
Oh, we have
and the doctors in India recognize and acknowledge that the chakras at each of the 7 main chakras are bundles of nerves. And they fully acknowledge that. And it would be nice if maybe our doctors kind of got on board with the reality of it. Because we had a lot of speakers throughout the week as well. And that was one of them was a doctor, and he talked about that.
Okay, that's very interesting. So they do, because that was also, I wanted to just touch on Ayurvedic stuff with you as well. Let me just jump, because my dog wants something to snack. He knows, he's got this whole attitude here. So you can tell everybody about these two fabulous happy faces. I will be back.
Victor and PLR. Did I go to Reishi? I only went to Mumbai and Surat were the two cities, and then the ashram. So no, I didn't go to Rishikesh. I assume that's what it says. It's kind of under. I can't see the whole word, but yeah, we did not go there. And these two gentlemen were the ones that. So this is at the Garba that we went to before we stayed at the ashram, and they were kind of near us when we were dancing, and then we ended up sitting in the same place. And I got to practice my Hindi on them. So I just asked the one what his name was in Hindi and was pretty excited that I got to use it. And he understood and answered, and and I felt all smart. And
I know, that's such a milestone when you can do that. It's like, wow, I can remember asking for my first takeaway coffee. Can ich das so mitnehmen? Hey, man, you have no idea how much I walked up and down the airport practicing that one sentence.
Yeah.
So
and I was so nervous before I asked. My heart was racing. I'm like, just do it. It's easy.
I know. And it was so crazy because I was at the airport when I first arrived here long ago. And then I asked the guy, and he landed. He heard I had an accent, and he landed up being Italian and hardly being able to speak any German. So this looks so pretty.
Yeah. That was just as we were traveling, I think, from Mumbai to the ashram.
Okay.
And I liked that little mountain.
Did you go in one of those little taxi things, or did you go by a bus? Or
no, we went by bus. Yeah, we went by bus to the ashram. Was
the bus full?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like very full.
Yeah. In fact, on the way back, and I don't know, I guess other people must have arrived after that bus load, but on the way back there wasn't enough room for everybody, so we ended up having to, like, all of us. Just ended up taking like a taxi, and we called. It wasn't like a taxi, like one of those, but they sent like a van for us. So then we even had air conditioning, and we felt really bad for the people in the bus. So like, this is traveling in style.
They do treat you special because you got a white skin, hey?
I think probably, yeah. Well, everybody that was staying there, like, they took really, really good care of us, for sure.
Well, they're very hospitable. I mean, I know if I had, I do love the Indians. We have an interesting culture in South Africa with them, but I had quite a few Indian clients, and they're just wonderful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're treated
and they have some saying that is the guest is God. So you treat your guest as you would. Yeah.
But I know also when I'd go to the temple in South Africa, of these old ladies, they're just so wonderful. And then they cook, you know. They're cooking these huge, big things. So everybody goes for food afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, you must eat. And, you know, you've got that rule. You've got to go wash your hands. And then you anyway, really beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And it just makes so much sense that was how it was put through, that you need to remember these. Like, these are basically the only rules you have. It's just remember all these rules of hospitality and food and mantras and chanting and, you know, incense and washing and cleansing and all these things, because these will save you and these will get you through. And they will make your life very beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
And
so that was
music
at the this was before we were at the ashram, so the garba that we went to first. So all the people, and we were right next to the stage. We had VIP seats, apparently, which we found out afterwards.
What was it? What kind of?
Well, it was for Navratri that we were celebrating.
Oh, okay. So it was the last night of Navratri.
It was a public thing. This was a public kind of dance. Yeah.
So everybody was dancing and being colorful.
Yeah. And that was just kind of a stop along the way. And there was a little, like, because they were selling all sorts of different things, and I saw a tiny little plastic Indian flag, and so I went and I asked like how much it was, and he didn't understand me, and I pointed and kind of communicated that I wanted to buy it, and he was like, oh well, it's not for sale, kind of thing. And then I started to walk away, and then he took it down and chased me with it and just gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It would be so interesting to go back again now and see how it's changed. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any connection with it still?
No, not really. I mean, I still get the emails from that meditation group because I like getting them. And when I was going through a hard time before I found my new job, well, new job being a few years, now I'm looking for another one, but we won't get into that. But before that, when I things were just kind of falling apart, and I thought, okay, this is good. Because I got the email, I'm like, I'm going to do this time, and it's all online now. I mean, you can go to like her house, but you can also just watch online, and that's what I ended up doing. And I found such comfort in it, and it just kind of took me right back. And then very, very soon after that, I ended up finding the job that I'm at now. So it feels like it broke something through.
So I'm just reading the. Did you go to who's asking? Did you go to Rishikesh?
Yes, I dressed that when you. No, I did not. I saw that though, and I dressed it when you had got up to
Lovely Grace.
Your dog. But yeah, no, we didn't go there.
Oh, sorry. Lots of love, Grace. We've seen absolutely lots and lots of love and protection of Ganesha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, may everything go well. Like really speedy, miraculous recovery.
Yeah.
100,000 beautiful angels around the place. Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, PLR, you're so lucky. I'm coming in your suitcase. Uh-huh. Oh, so I was just like looking quickly at that. Everybody's wearing elephants again at the moment. It's just so wonderful.
A tattoo on your palm probably isn't going to stay there very long, and
no, they don't.
Probably not.
He also has the swastika.
Yeah,
which is like very popular in Germany.
Maybe just put it.
He has two symbols. He has the Om is his symbol, and the swastika. A very ancient spiral of magic and wonder and creation.
The wheel of life.
The wheel of life, and the keeper of your first chakra. It gets everything. And the Om, I mean, my goodness. I mean, what this guy doesn't hold, I don't know. He's a really nice person, nice one to kind of bring in. And they do really brainwash the kids from little, with that very cute little elephant thing. They have more than enough cute stories to entertain their children with. Yeah. They don't do fairy stories. They've got these other wonderful stories.
Well, there was even a show called My Friend Ganesh that's for children there.
Oh, there's hundreds. There's like within in my reach.
It was on almost every time we turned on a TV when we were there.
And I mean, Bollywood movies were for a long time. They were just about these deities. They were the stories of Krishna and the love story and the Bollywood and more flowers and da-da-da. Until they got other storylines, but so many of them are just stories of the Puranas and the Vedas, and it's like you can't get tired of them. You really can't. They did it well. I got to say, really did that well. And they kept all the scary stuff kind of like out of it, you know. It's there.
Yeah.
It's very much there. But they just dealt with it so beautifully.
Yeah,
Couple
yeah.
of
Put it to a
festivals.
song and dance, and then it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. But always
I
put
love
some sort of dance to it. Oh, and that's the other thing they had to keep because the dances, of course, are all like really very, very
Yes.
specific. There's nothing that the Indians do just because.
Yeah, it all means something.
Everything has a
Yeah.
reason. Yeah. But you don't think about it because you just do it like that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Interesting. Yeah, as she said, but go for it. Really go for it. Do it. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. It's just that we wash our hands and we use our hands so much, but
Yeah, yeah.
don't let anybody go and do it. Go and do it. I like it. Very nice one. Hey, beautiful Ganesha. And this was a little one. A little
So
me.
yeah, so that is me in the purple, obviously, and that is Benita. So she was the meditation group leader when I started with it, and then she moved back to Germany. I inherited her phone and her phone number. I still have her phone number. And that's at the Garba before we went to the ashram again. Look at all the people.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
busy, eh? You
Yeah.
can stop it, my love.
And Benito is just one of the absolute most beautiful souls I've ever met. Just so radiant and so wonderful. I miss her so much. But it was nice because when we went, so she had already moved at that point. So we were seeing her again for the first time in a good couple of years. So it was nice to reconnect.
Yeah, I don't know. In India, I mean, they are, you know, we have also these huge amounts of Indians in South Africa, and because they have had to also live in their own ghettos, you know. The Indians are not allowed to mix with the blacks, and they were classified as non-white, so they also had their ghettos. Ay, 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 ay. But and then there were certain shops that they were allowed to own. Okay. Especially like in the working areas, like they could own like tailors, and they would call them native trading shops. They had all the muti and the tobaccos and the magical stuff that African people used because the African people couldn't have shops. It was forbidden. So anyway, but yeah, what I'm wanting to think is mainly tailors, a lot of tailors. But there were very few, and my parents had like an Indian lady working, and we would often go and visit. Then I was like quite young, and she got married, and it was really beautiful. But there are very few miserable-looking Indian people. You know, it's all that chanting and singing. There are some, obviously, there are nasties, but most of them radiate something really pretty.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, for sure.
I remember I giggled so much. I think it was in like 2017. We were teaching the Russian police and the Russian airport to smile because they didn't know how to smile. And we were teaching the Indians at the airport not to smile.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because the world was opening up hugely then, 2017, 2018 again. You know, now it's like a bit crazy. Now they want to close it up again because they've got so many crazy tourists and things coming around, and they don't like them. I did mention that a little while ago, and it's like somebody, my friends from Ireland, she said that's going to be like really crazy for them. That they have to. It's like when you apply for an American visa, you apply online and you don't get your money back if you're not allowed, and they won't tell you either you're allowed to go in or you're not. So they've done the same thing with Europe now. That you you have to make application to come in, and then they will tell you. And as I said to you, I think it's mainly the YouTubers. They don't want these. They make a bit of a mess around the world, you know. They kind of irritate me when they like go to places like India, and then they want to, you know, wear skimpy bikinis on the beach.
Yeah, and just be disrespectful.
It's just being disrespectful, you know. It's.
I was told before I went to even take full shoes, don't bring sandals, your feet shouldn't be showing. And that wasn't accurate. Yeah, so when I went there, that was one of the first things I did, or it was the first thing that I bought was sandals. And so I'm like, I can't do this. I'm dying here.
Yeah.
I think part of it.
Can't do everything you see in here, but still, yeah.
I think part of it too was for safety, like because of the dirtiness and stuff like that. That you don't necessarily want your feet exposed, but it was fine, especially at the ashram. Yeah.
And I think it's, you know, up to it's just beautiful to kind of blend in with some of those beautiful cultures, you know.
Yeah.
You know, some are totally ridiculous, but you know. When in Rome, as they said, do as the Romans do, you know. The bus.
So this is when we were waiting, because we couldn't all fit on the bus, we went to Swamiji's house and toured his house. And then when we were there, that's when we called for a cab or like a van to come and pick up those of us who didn't fit. But they waited with us there, so that was really nice. And all the buses have like nice motivational words on them. So ours was Destiny, which I thought was lovely. And then there were some onlookers kind of across the road from us, like where that green tractor thing is, or whatever that is. And there was some family there that were watching us. And one of the guys with us, hey, don't do that. Sorry. One of the guys, he was Gujarati. He was in Canada, like he was one of the Canadian people, but he tried to speak to them, but the dialect was way too different. They had no idea what they were saying to each other, which I thought was really fun.
Okay. I'm sure you would have that, hey? All sorts, everybody talks a different language and they don't understand each other. We can literally live in the next.
Well, and I think they were speaking the same language and still didn't understand each other at all. So that was fascinating.
It's so interesting, yeah. Like, there's many more. It's more than that. This is just like the area. I know in Nigeria, there's 127 different languages, dialects, and they don't understand each other.
Yeah.
But we have the same here in Germany. They speak Plattdeutsch, which is the old thing that everything made. You know, there was a man with a moustache that made everybody do certain things, which he did a lot of really good things that everybody had to do. And one was like to unify the language, so everybody had to talk Hochdeutsch, which is what they usually. But the Plattdeutschers, they can't understand each other. So there's also so many different like dialects.
Yeah. Fascinating.
So it's weird, hey? It's like all over the world, hey? Grace is not here. It would be interesting to know if they have similar stuff in Italy. Some of that stuff, yeah. I mean, you just see how many different. I mean, how different in America the accents are. I mean, some you can't really can't understand, and I can hardly understand a London accent anymore. By the time Harry Potter got to number 6, I couldn't understand it anymore.
Yeah, it's like Newfies here in Canada. We had at my former job, we hired this guy and he was Newfie and I didn't know. And all I knew is that I would just catch a few words here and there and I had a really hard time understanding him. And I was so close to asking him what his native language was. And I told him that after too. And he just laughed his ass off. And that was at a restaurant. restaurant. Beautiful
Okay.
Ganesh.
It's a beautiful Ganesh.
Yeah.
What did you restaurant? So did you eat? Were you eating meat then?
No.
No, okay.
No. Yeah.
Because lamb curry is so nice.
And that's just a few of the ladies. I think those are the UK ladies when we were waiting for the cab to come get us.
Okay. So did you have to pay at the ashram?
No. No.
Okay.
There was the donation thing set up that if you chose to, you could.
Yeah.
But there was no pressure. They mentioned it once. They just said this is where they are if you wanted to donate, but don't worry about it. We don't want you to be spending outside your means. And yeah, it was very, very cool. But no expectation.
I mean that's interesting when if you go to Sadhguru as well. There's like hundreds and thousands of people that go and they don't pay.
Yeah, but then the people who do really make up for it for the people who don't.
Yeah.
And it was the same at the Vipassana retreat as well. There was no, and I mean, they fed us and looked after us for 10 days and paid for all the accommodations, and we were under no obligation to donate anything. And they said, don't you worry, because somebody else is going to donate double than what it takes, and you're covered. You're covered before you get here.
I know it's just such a beautiful way. I know when we used to go to the temple in South Africa, and it was like often in summer, and it was so hot, and then like you like done that part of the fest, and then you're walking back down to the temple, and it's quite a walk, and along the way there's all these wonderful like a big box of ice cream or this yogurty stuff and all sorts of things. And I mean, when I first was there, it was like, well, how much? Obviously, we're going to have to pay for ice cream, you know. Nobody's missing out on this good deal to make some bucks. And she was like horrified. No, it's all for free. Like, how do you do this? No, she says some businessman donates all the ice cream. That one donates the yogurt drinks. Yeah. Nothing.
I think part of it.
It's weird.
I think part of it too is to not create expectations. Because when I was at the Vipassana retreat, there was one lady there she was really bent out of shape because she had to share a room and she wanted her own room. She's like, I would have paid extra for that. And she complained about the food and she honestly, she lasted, I think, 3 days. And after wanting to come, she had been planning to come for 10 years and then she lasted 3 days. But her attitude
drink some water, honey.
Yeah. So I think that might be part of it too, because like accommodations shouldn't be going to the highest bidder. And I think that's something that they're really.
They don't do that. They don't want that.
So I think that's part of the reason that they won't formally charge people.
Yeah. And they are. I mean, that was I knew some people that I actually went to school with. Then did the more luxurious part. She would do tours, also cooking tours to India, but they were really with the massage and like on a different level. Yeah, but hey, you don't see the place properly when you do that either. It depends. You can do what you like. That's India's for everybody. Yeah. I would like the street food and stuff. But I've always been, my father was a traveler like that as well. Like really get down with the people, yeah. Except when we went to Turkey, that was way back then, and so we stayed at the Hilton there because in those days Turkey was very different to what it is now. So we would just say, no, you stay in the best that you can when you go to Turkey. It's because of cockroaches and other things.
No,
okay. That was in the 70s. I'm a little bit older than you guys. Yeah, I'm very glad that I was very privileged that I went. And the Turkish airport, it wasn't even it was literally a grass runway and a little wooden shack.
Wow.
And like all these stones. I mean, it was like terrifying landing there. It was like, what the fuck? But so, like, I'd been to London on that because we went mainly to Germany, obviously, but we did a bit of a Europe tour, and been to London, and when we went to the market there is terrible now, but the fashion was like so way ahead of anything in London. So like crazy. That's in Turkey, and it still is. It's I don't know. It's from that Ottoman Empire, which we don't know about. Yeah. So you just start digging a little bit, and it's part of the Silk Route in the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
yeah. So that's all coming out now. But Turkey is very interesting, especially Istanbul, because it's literally the old city, and it's old. And then there's the new city on the other side, and that's really new. It's like,
and there's some crazy underground things happening there too, isn't there? If I remember correctly, I think I learned that on the Y-Files, that there's underground catacombs in Turkey.
Oh, tons of stuff. Oh my goodness. Well, that's Constantinople is where Christianity started. Yeah. And they were constantly taking their churches backwards and forwards. They're very beautiful. They absolutely, and the museums there. I mean, I was, as I said, just so glad that I went before they had tourists. Yeah, very few tourists in those days. So you didn't have to like stand in queues for hours, and you could just see. Yeah, we ate a lot in Turkey. Oh golly, but like real food, you know.
Yeah.
Like on little boats, and just like the fish is literally out of the water into the pan with an onion and water, and yeah. But yeah, very different. So yeah, India. So that's how we like to see places. So I remember my older boy coming back. He went to Prague. He got his South African colours for Muay Thai, and he came back and he just said he was quite young. And he said 17 or 18. He said, "I want to thank you so much for teaching me to be a traveller." He said everybody just like ate McDonald's.
Oh, jeez.
He said he would stop at all the places, and he was just like, "Look at this architecture." People were just like not interested. Anyway, so let's just see where else we're going here.
So that is the Indian lady is Swamiji's translator, and the one in white is Kate, and she is like the meditation leader here in Edmonton, and she still is.
Okay.
Or facilitator, I guess I should say. Yeah.
So he doesn't talk much English?
No, almost none.
Okay.
And that's them strapping everything we own to the top of the van that we were going to be in, which was very concerning because the potholes are like 6 feet deep. Every time we hit a pothole, I was like, "Oh, there goes everything I own."
Yeah, and everything you ate earlier as well.
Yeah.
You turned green like Ganesha, yeah. So, I think we're nearly finished here. But now before we go, let me just get my dog another snack. I'm going to tell us about the food.
Yes, Tulsi, you're being a very good girl. Very good girl. Not pulling out cords, causing chaos. We're all very proud of you. Right? Right, everybody? Yeah. What a good girl.
So it was. Did you have to cook? Did you have to help?
No, the volunteers did all of that because they wanted us to focus on meditation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how did you eat? How often did you eat?
They 3 times a day. They would give us like all 3 meals, and it's funny because the first night there, we had this kind of soupy, brothy lentil stuff that was so delicious, delicious. And I thought, I hope we have this every day. And then we did. It was I mean, there was other stuff too. Like we still got everything else, but that particular thing that I loved was at every single meal. It's like, yes, my wish was granted.
And did they have like those naan breads as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Parties?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
curries? Did they eat curry there? Within curry spice? No, because curry spice is not everywhere.
Yeah, no, there it was. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I know in the South when they say curry, they're meaning curry leaves, and in the North, curry is a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that how it works? Okay. So in the South, it's not very strong.
I don't think so, or it's different for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I wasn't sure which one it was. So it's the North that has a lot. Yeah, it must be because that's what the British took back with them.
Yeah, yeah.
With all their statues, they took curry back, like that hot stuff. So down south, they don't have that much.
Well, there they use the actual curry leaves.
Yeah, but it's not that much spice.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the differences in the flavor profiles. I just know that from careful. Sorry, my cat's gonna unhook the computer right away. But when I worked at Planet Organic Market, we had an Indian chef who worked there and would make different things for us to sell. And she did an Indian cooking class, and she said, yeah, that it was her who said that. So that there they just use the curry leaves, but up north, because she was Punjabi, she said, here, this is where we use all the spices.
Okay.
And when we say curry, we mean something different than what they do down there.
Yeah. And that when you think of your time in the ashram, are there still like routines that you continue with? Or what's still
that I've continued with now? Not really. One thing that I picked up there that I think I had no, it was after that, but because there were different things that we could participate in, so different speakers that we could go watch. And one of the things was there was yoga in the morning. That we didn't have to participate, but if you wanted, it was there. And one of the things that, like, she would always focus on something really unique. And so there was laughing yoga where we just laughed the whole time. And
oh, wonderful.
And she did facial and eye yoga as well, which was very cool. And though I don't do it as much as I used to, it really did help my vision and my, because I don't wear my glasses anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe just remembering and speaking about it will, like, you can bring in one or two things that you remember. That could be really wonderful. Just to, like, hey, because we all do that. We all like say, oh, when you talk to people, oh, we don't do that anymore. We really should be doing that still. And yes, we should some things, yeah.
Yeah.
And what did the ashram smell like?
Sorry?
What did it smell like? The
incense?
ashram.
Incense
did it
and
have
food?
A smell of like incense or wood or food or?
Yeah, incense and food, I think, for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it did have like, does it have a smell that you remember?
When I smell the incense that everybody burned there, it takes me right back.
Okay, yeah, smell.
And it was everywhere. It wasn't just the ashram. It was like all the stores and everything. They all burned kind of the same incense. It might have been Nag Champa. It was very similar.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because I think that they do that because there are a lot of not so great smells there. The very first time we ventured out. So like that, like we landed, we slept, and then when we went out that day, I walked out and was hit with the absolute worst smell that I have ever smelled in my entire life. And there was a dumpster there, or like a dump truck or something like that. And I honestly, when I was explaining to somebody how, like, it made my eyes water. And I joked
Wow.
that this is why Indian women wear scarves so they can put it over their mouth and nose and not have to smell that, because that's what I did.
Gosh,
And
okay.
it was so bad that someone suggested that maybe there was a dead body in that
Yeah.
dumpster, because it
Well,
was,
I was going to say, I thought maybe you'd like got yourself stuck between the cremation grounds.
yeah, I don't know, man. It was terrible. And when we got back later that day, it was fine. So it must
Oh.
have been something that was removable.
Were there any particular rites of passage that you went through when you were at the ashram?
No, I don't think so. Not that that comes back to mind, and nothing that I noted like when I was writing stuff down, because I went through all that last night, and yeah, nothing
Yeah.
really. Yeah, not really.
It's interesting. I've heard that, like with all of them, there's no pressure. It's not like you go to the ashram and you have to do this and this and
Yeah,
this and this.
exactly. Yeah,
It's like you don't want to do this, you don't do it. You don't have
yeah,
to run. It's okay. It's your choice.
yeah, yeah,
I think the Buddhists are a little different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not all.
Yeah,
We,
that's interesting. I wonder why that is. Hey, I guess Hinduism though has been around for so long and is so diverse, even in and of itself.
mm,
That maybe that's why they're more open to, you know, kind of
but it's
swinging it
so
the way
interesting
it
because,
feels right for you.
like, never forget that Buddha was a Hindu, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Before, there were no Buddhists before Buddha,
yeah, yeah.
and
But then at the same time, if he developed it and then it stayed as it is, as opposed to branching out to a whole bunch of different types of Buddhism, right?
yeah, and he
Yeah.
was, and interesting that I mean he like got into the deep sexual sensual part of worship, Buddha, and
Yeah.
that went back to India.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that the tantra. So, I mean, it had been in India, but not really, not to the extent that it was when it went to Tibet, and then it went back again. Oh, it's all crazy, and don't forget that the Dalai Lama lives in India. He doesn't live in Tibet. He's not allowed to, since he was 18, I think, he left. He's been in exile for so long. So all like strange things, hey. Yeah. Is there a particular mantra that must have done a lot of chanting or not? Did you do a lot when you were there?
So not so much. Like there's the mantra that we would start the meditation with. So, and I honestly, I don't remember it anymore now. I'm sure it would come back fairly easily, but it was probably, I think, 6 or 8 lines long. So it was a little bit longer than what my brain is going to retain. But I did really love like a lot of the I feel like, and I could be remembering incorrectly, but I feel like there was mantras associated with Navratri that I picked up there or really connected with there. Definitely the music. Like when I hear it again, I just like I get pulled right back. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, Navratri. It's what I love about the Indian stuff. No matter how like serious it is, because Navratri is quite serious. Yeah, the whole like journey through the ages of womanhood, and then it's like all celebrated in a triumphant light over dark. But the music is always just so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just party for days,
Yeah.
Did they smoke like weed?
Not that I witnessed.
Okay.
But when we were the very first night, the two of the traveling companions that I was with ended up changing hotels because they could smell weed in the hallway. But I mean, I know what it smells like.
Yeah.
I didn't smell it at
Well,
all.
they make a drink over, not Navratri, over the one with Shiva. They do
That makes
smoke
sense.
and they
Yeah,
make a
this was
drink.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
If it was smoked at the hotel, it was just by people who wanted to smoke it. I don't think there was
smoke,
anything.
yeah. No, they don't
Yeah,
just smoke. They do it. It's
yeah,
got a reason behind it.
yeah.
And they do a lot of drinks with it as well. And
Yes.
so you went there loving Kali, and did you come back loving Kali even more, or did you embrace? But you said Saraswati now as well.
I mean, I've always loved all of them, and kind of just depends on the day and what I'm doing and what energy I want to work with. So, because most of it wasn't really focused on the gods and goddesses, it was more about the meditation and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And honestly, when I came back, when I was there, Swamiji had mentioned, like, if you're doing this meditation, you shouldn't be doing healing. And that didn't resonate with me. And I mean, I guess, like, from his perspective, because he's getting all of the energy that we bring in, right? So perhaps it's harder for him if people are doing healing, that's something that he has to transmute as well. I don't know what it's like to be a Swami, but that's kind of what I picked up. And I don't know if he had said it or if I'm just like feeling that way now, but that's what he had said, is like, he says, if you do it professionally, then do it professionally. That's fine. That's your bread and butter. But he says, if you're just doing it, then don't meditate instead. You'll fill yourself up better if you just meditate instead. And that didn't resonate with me. And it was both this type of meditation, which is called Samarpan, which means surrender, just FYI. And Vipassana was the same, where both of them said, if you're doing this, do this and only this, and don't heal people. And I don't like that. And I don't like being told that I can't do what feels right to me. That feels a little more culty than I like. Not that I think this is a cult or anything like that, but that didn't resonate with me at all. And it's fascinating because when I went for my QHHT session, the practitioner, so she was an Indian lady, and she said the same thing. Like, when I had mentioned, doing this and doing Vipassana, and how all of these meditations that I've been doing throughout my life end up, like, I get into them and I really love them and I connect. And then after I'm connected, they say, oh, but by the way, you can't do Reiki anymore. And I don't like that. So that's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to make me choose, then I'm going to choose what's not making me choose, quite frankly. And I mean, I've just connected with healing in such a strong and deep way that it's not something that I would be willing to give up. If I see people suffering, I need to help.
Mm-hmm. Well, Reiki originally, I mean, yes, and I can get quite like Puritan about the Reiki, yeah, because it's like everybody's created their own Reiki, which is okay.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just almost everything I do, I like to give gratitude in reference to where it came from. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And even I, like, doing Reiki, there was how I was taught and there's how I do it now. And I definitely use it as a base that I kind of sprung from. So I would be in that camp where I'm not doing it the way I'm supposed to, but it's so formulaic and so rigid that it doesn't always feel right to do it that way. Like, they say, okay, so spend 3 minutes on each chakra. Well, what if that chakra needs more than 3 minutes?
I know, that's particular, yeah. But that wasn't Dr. Yusui didn't do it that way particularly.
Yeah.
And he opened an amazing hospital, he was a doctor.
Yeah.
And he incorporated this healing modality. And the great miracle was that he went up to the mountain and he prayed for 6 weeks. And he was fasting and praying and asking for how to heal people, because he didn't like all the sickness and all of that. And then when he came down, the great miracle is that he went and he ate a bowl of meat stew. So, and he was fine and he didn't get sick. So that's the great miracle
Oh,
of
interesting.
meditation. I mean, yes, he got these, they were incredible. They arrived as in, they were just downloads. He got these very beautiful, like colors and shots of, which we all, not all, I won't say, but some of us are getting these. That's why I say if you see symbols, draw them. This is like hugely. And he put a lot of money and effort into this hospital. And being Japan, obviously, it's like the Germans can learn a thing or two from them. It was very, very regimented. What was I saying? Yeah, but the Puritan thing, I mean, I've been through the Steiner stuff, and it's like, oh my God, the Waldorf school. And they look the same all over the world, and it's like, that's like takes things to the extreme, but that's, if you talk to a Steinerite, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about, or a popsicle user. Because Rudolf Steiner said on page 33, paragraph 4, yeah. So they get very stuck. But then what I do believe very much for us, and I still believe that we are, but we've got to, there's a very fine line between that. I would teach people that this was in the 90s and 80s and the 90s, is that we have a smorgasbord, it's like a banquet, and you have the plate. And you can take whatever you like from the plate. And some things you don't like, you can taste it, and it's, so it's from the Indian, and it's mantras from here. I have changed a little bit. I've become more Puritan in some things because I've learned more. But that was good at that time, yeah. And as I said, also, if you don't like, you don't have to finish your plate. It was just a lovely, nice analogy to, you don't have to eat it. If you taste it and you don't like it, you don't have to do it. So, I mean, that's been very much our Western way. But I think above all else is like, what is the sacredness and what is your heart coming at it with?
Yeah.
If you're just going there to like, I'm not going to do it this way because you've told me not to do it this way and I want to just break the rules.
Yeah.
As I said, I can't teach people integrity, personal integrity.
Well, and that's where like appropriation versus appreciation kind of comes into play, right? Where we can, steal all of these customs and rituals from other cultures, and then, just bastardize.
Trista, come back.
Oh, am I not there?
Come back. And we're just like moving into a whole new.
What's going on?
Where's Trista? Maybe she's lost her.
Everything looks good on my end.
There you're back. Yay.
Everything was fine on my end. I'm rambling away.
Okay.
I made it full screen. Maybe I lost you when I made it full screen.
It's okay. Yeah, no, you know what? It just took a little extra Wi-Fi power, so it was like just buffering, fishballing a little bit. Yeah. So you were now leaving, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, so this is back in Edmonton. So I included some, since I didn't have very many India pictures. So when I took a Hindi class for a season, it was beautiful. It was, again, free by donation and taught by all volunteers. So during the year when Holi was, we all went through a bunch of colors at each other outside. So that's what we were doing.
Holi's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah. So that's what this next set is.
It's so interesting. The Germans have really adopted Holi for now. It's like become a thing that a lot of companies do. They send their workers out to a Holi festival here, and it's just yeah, as like a bonding thing. And you know, the Germans are not very free like this, throwing color. They're not clean. So it's like really like so interesting. It started like just before I left it. It started coming through 2014.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and they really like, you know, when the Germans take something, they take it. Yeah. It becomes like a national holiday for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is still the Holly Festival.
Yes, yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Very happy.
Yeah, it was fun.
Um, what's the Holly Festival? Just can you give it to us in a couple of sentences?
I don't know that much about it. All I really know is that you throw color at everybody, and it's very colorful and very like the pigments that they use are you know, come in every color. And we were given these little dishes that had them, and then you know, a lot of it for especially for us white people, they were like, okay, well, we don't want to throw it at you, so we'll just put it on your face.
Oh, okay.
Like,
No,
it's okay,
it's
throw
another one.
it.
Almost all the festivals like that are like triumphing the light over the dark, the light over the
Yeah,
dark, the good
yeah.
over the evil. There's something. I'll have to do it again. I looked it up a while ago, but I don't remember everything. You know what? You don't remember everything. I remember things that I've really, really done. So it's
Yeah,
like that's how the memory works. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah, and thank you, Millie. I wasn't sure if that came through because that was when I think Krista couldn't hear me, so I wasn't sure if you actually heard that part. And it's interesting too with appropriation versus appreciation because I wore a bindi for many years and I wore it with respect. And when people would ask me about it and I'd give my answer, well, I've been studying Hinduism for 10 years or whatever it was at that time. And then they would go, oh, okay. And then they were okay with it. And the people who weren't were the white people who were like, what business is it of yours? And well, this isn't something that I'm doing because I think it looks cool. It's something that I'm doing because I want to activate my third eye and I want to be respectful and whatever. And yeah. So once the whole appropriation thing kind of took over, I did stop wearing it. I have my own natural bindi though. I've got a little beauty
you
mark.
got your own, yeah. I got it tattooed.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. I always said, I can't get divorced. But that's beautifully put. Thanks, Millie. Hello, Millie. I hope you're okay. I've been thinking about you so much. We've been doing some crazy stuff. Maybe share it with you, but not right now. So, wow, yeah, big stuff, guys. Fucking hell. Don't start crying. We've got enough water on the planet.
We're just part of that water. It's okay.
Yeah. Hindi. I would like to learn Vedic rather than Hindi, to read the old texts.
Yeah. Or Sanskrit. One of the guys, there's actually a picture of him here, and I worked with him, and both of us took the Hindi class, and then they were also offering a Sanskrit class, and he signed up for that one too.
So it's very holy to write as well because it's almost it's like not work. It's like ancient. It's like language.
Yeah.
So it's a transformation to learn it, and a lot of people are doing it now in India. There's a huge awakening going on there as well with the local kids, local young people, very young, which is really beautiful and really just getting back into the rituals, the routines, and choosing the gods. They don't have to serve the gods of your father, which is what's just absolutely so wonderful about India. You have thousands of guys to choose from, and you can choose who, and nobody's going to judge you. Your parents are not going to judge you because they were worshipping Lakshmi, and you've decided to go and work with Shiva. There's no judgment on that at all.
Yeah.
There will be respect towards each other's.
Yeah.
So and you can change whenever you feel like changing. Hey.
Yeah.
No, it's really beautiful, and I've said like now for a couple of years the Indians, thank God, will give us a bit of salvation and put a little bit of like order into our stuff. But just leave their fucking country alone. Don't take your shit over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please. They know how to. This Western shit, we don't know how to do it. Have we not seen it yet? Just leave them. Go and do it with absolutely respect. There was a big thing. There's a young guy that I follow. I've stopped now for a while, but he was doing some amazing stuff. And he was on a talk show host, on a talk thing. And just before that, I had seen, I'm sure people have seen Marissa Pierce. Everybody knows who she is. Do you know? Marissa, yes. She's does a lot of, hello Laura. She does hypnosis. I actually tried to do her stuff. I would kind of pass out, but that was my own stuff when I just came back to Germany again in 2019, 2020. And I'd seen some of her interviews before in South Africa. I thought, okay, very interesting. But she's obviously, her focus is to be the richest and most successful person in the world, and definitely in America, in India, in England. And she started to get onto this guy's show. And I just thought, my first thought was just fuck off. Just fuck off. They've been doing the quantum mechanics their way. Just let them figure out their stuff. Don't come in with your SHB, SHRT. Yeah? There's more than enough platforms for you. You've got this huge platform with Mind Valley. Leave, just leave. How greedy do you want to get?
Yeah, yeah.
And a couple of weeks after that, I just I must be careful what I think, but this was just my thoughts. And he was then in a talk show, and the question, they wouldn't even say the question on their things, but he lost millions of followers. I mean, he had something like 27 million followers. He lost millions and millions of followers. He was even the government were against him because he was on the show, and he asked a question of somebody, what would you rather do? It's quite hectic. Would you rather watch your parents having sex, or would you join them to get it over? Would you rather watch your parents having sex for a year, or would you jump in and join them for one day and get it over with? It's where the F does it come from? It actually came from, sorry for you, Canada, it came from a girl, because that was the way they managed to get around it, that they played, that was a straight from a young talk show podcaster from Canada who had used that question. But who comes up with that question?
Jeez, yeah.
Okay. But there was such rioting and demonstrating outside his house. He couldn't go out for weeks. Because they just said, we don't want this. This is total disrespect for the family. There's nothing amusing about that question, especially not when when you're in a position. I don't know, maybe I'm very old-fashioned, but I think you got what I'm saying. And I just thought, that's why we don't want these fucking. I know it had nothing to do with Marissa Pierce, but just stay the F away, guys. Do your own thing. You have got more than enough. And when it comes to Kama Sutra and sex, guys, you've got it all. but in such beauty. Many years ago, I was lucky enough to find a very beautiful copy of the Kama Sutra, which I actually bought for my daughter because it was just so beautiful. Obviously the pictures were beautiful, but it's not just that the sex is just, it's the intimacy is such a teeny weeny little part of the Kama Sutra. There are all these, if we could just follow the Kama Sutra, we would have no problems, because it's all about cooking and making him, singing him songs and giving him roses and massaging his feet and anointing his hair and his oils. And he will tell you, especially afterwards, when most guys just go, then you go outside. He will tell you about the stars. And he will tell you stories. And yeah, you've got to play music. So in between that, you're going to have some funky positions. But by then you're smelling, you've been so oiled and anointed, and the foreplay is just amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Self-hypnosis is really good. There's a lot of I don't know if it works in LP, but we're surrounded by it all the time. It's like, if every supermarket ad, every song I love that thing with the movie, with the musicians, Millie. I thought that was really great. Very interesting. Yeah, we're going to need that for a little while, the crossover. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's self-hypnosis is very nice. But there's a lot of too much. It's good. I'm just really lucky I can't be properly hypnotized. Nor could my father, and he tried so hard, shame, because he had a stutter and he didn't want that, so he tried hard.
Well, you know what's interesting though, Trista, is so when I went for my QHHT session, because I asked her about that, I said, "Am I going to remember?" And she said, "Yes, almost certainly," because when Dolores Cannon created QHHT in the 80s, the difference between where our consciousness was and where QHHT would take us was so great that you don't remember, because it's just so different. But now, because we have advanced so much, those people who are advanced remember everything, and they can be hypnotized, and they don't think they're hypnotized. They don't think that they're under that level or in that state of brain, but they are, and they just remember it because the gap has lessened so much that it's just a small step to get there. So maybe you and your father were already there a long time ago.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He still smoked. And he still stuttered. I went for it for smoking, but for me, much better is working with the energies and removing that. And that's so much safer and cleaner. Because it depends on your practitioner that you have in and you open yourself up. We have no idea how much we're opening ourselves up, but anyway, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Oh, did you take the course? Did you do a course?
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah, we are. That's like, you don't need to do that. I'm just like digging into that all over the world. It's just like opening up. But then I think, I don't call it, but I must call it, because I used to just suck it out my thumb. I think that's called channeling. Where do you get your knowledge, Crystal? Just like that. Yeah. Yeah, there's very little luck popping up about her at the moment. A lot of different stuff. Yeah.
I love Dolores Cannon. So this is still when I was in Saskatoon and just kind of getting into Wicca and stuff like that. and I meditated and I wanted to meet one of my guides. And I saw this woman sitting on a stool, and she had a very like, not grandma, but maybe like great aunt kind of energy to her. And I heard the name Dolores, and she looked just like Dolores Cannon, but I didn't know Dolores Cannon then. And then fast forward to, it was right in the beginning of COVID. I ended up having this dream, and in my dream, this is a little off topic, but that's okay, right? So in my dream, I was in a car in the backseat of a vehicle. I couldn't see who was driving, and we were going up a mountain and like up switchbacks up a mountain. And it really bothered me that I couldn't see who was driving. And as we were approaching one of the switchbacks, I thought, wouldn't that suck if we didn't make the turn and just, went careening off the side of the mountain? And then that's what happened, except it's not that we didn't even make the turn. It's that like, it didn't seem like the person driving even tried. So we go off this mountain and we're flying through the air. And as we're flying through the air, I'm thinking, it's okay. We're going to be okay. And then we landed, and the car just landed perfectly, like no damage, nothing. And then I was alone. So there was the car, and we landed like in one of the switchbacks, like a kind of grassy area there. And I get out of the car, and I'm completely alone. And I'm like, so what do I do? Like, I can walk in that direction. But what if in the other direction is a village or a town or some civilization much closer, and I end up going in the wrong direction, and then I'm walking for days. So I'm like panicking, and then this woman appears, and again, like same, she looked the same, and I went up to her and I just started like telling her all of my fears and everything, and then she looked at me and she smiled so sweetly, and she said, "Just follow me." And I fell to my knees, and I grabbed her around the waist, and I was hugging her around the waist, and that's when I woke up. But later I was like, wow, she kind of looked like that Dolores, like spirit guide that I met 20 years ago. That's interesting. And as I'm thinking this now, this is several days later, and I'm still thinking about it. And I know that she kind of reminds me of that spirit guide, but I thought, I haven't thought about her in years. Why would she come up now? And as I'm thinking about it, I'm scrolling through Facebook just blindly. And this was when, I don't even think that this is how it is anymore, but this is when like the groups would be kind of going across. So you would see like one person in the middle, and then like half of a page and half of a page on the other side. And I saw this face, and I dragged it into the middle, and it was Dolores Cannon. And she looked exactly like the lady in my dream and the Taurus that I met when I was meditating, like asking to meet one of my spirit guides. Now, back then, she would have still been alive. But still, I mean, what is time outside of this plane of existence? So, yeah, I found it really fascinating. And then her thing that she does is quantum healing hypnosis technique, or however it is. But I had just bought a book called Quantum Healing by like an Indian doctor. And he, in that book, like integrated like medicine with like homeopathics and energy healing and herbs and everything. So I thought, well, that's really fascinating that, that word was in there, because that caught my attention, and her name being Dolores, and she looked exactly like both of those.
She is a Dolores. I mean, she just looks like a Dolores.
Yeah. So I'm like,
but
okay,
that's so wonderful. You must connect with her again, Trista.
Sorry?
You must connect with her.
Yes, so I started, like, I joined the group, and I started following a lot of what she did, and like listened to a lot of her books on Audible. So yeah, it definitely brought her into my field, and then it got me more into like ETs and stuff like that too. which I already was, but it definitely solidified that. And yeah, so that's my Dolores story.
I think she was very, very busy around COVID time, post-COVID.
Well, she was passed by then, but still.
I know, but she was very busy.
Yeah.
Very, very busy.
And her daughter really took the reins too, so I'm sure she's working through her as well. Yeah.
No, I don't see that much of her. This other stuff has come, but then she was just like everywhere,
Yeah.
And rightly so. I mean, it's just we know it. But see, these people, you can you can work a lot easier when you've passed, and you don't have to do with all the bullshit, that somebody somewhere, like once upon a time from your childhood, said that you like farted in church, and now everybody is like, oh my gosh, they farted in church. Or God, or they ate meat. I saw them eating meat. Yeah. So it's much easier than you don't talk so bad about the dead. Mind you, they will pull up anything, all the crap they want to.
Yeah.
It's a good Western thing. It's a very good Western thing. Well. Instead of, but what I just see is that it's just, for me, it's just so much. I don't know what we say in South Africa. I don't know if you said it's like hana, 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 hana. Or those long stories that my wording is wara wara fish paste. All the wara fish paste. But it's what all it really is, and hear ye well, it's just this detracting and distracting us from where we're going. We should, and I don't like to use those words. I don't like those words.
Yeah, same.
But we really should be a lot more together by now than where a lot of us are. However, everything's perfect.
Yes, yeah.
But I think some of you know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
And thank you for that Play, Love, Remember. She said Dolores just came in and she's.
I know, isn't that was so beautiful?
Yeah.
Is Julia her daughter?
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
and I have her book called Soul Speak. I haven't read it yet. I started listening to it on Audible, and I was like, this is something where I want to be highlighting and reading along. And I haven't got back to it, but yeah, it was a really.
I really can't read. I tried. Oh,
yeah,
God,
same.
No, because this eye hardly there, and my eyes are just so slow. It takes them so long to focus. Yeah. You must know, that's why I don't like write very much, especially when I'm on my phone and in the middle of the night when I wake up for that. Then I come straight out of the astral. I'm in most of the time I'm just like, God, guys, I'm just like covered in angel dust. When I'm flying in there, it's just like 3:45 in the morning here, which is angel hour. And then if I try to write, and the only way I can do it is like, it's terrible actually, it's really sad. Is it like if I keep closing my eyes and then like opening them wide, then I'll focus a little bit and then I can't see. Then I just like close them again. That's how I like write. So it's a little wild. With glasses, the glasses don't help.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But so I'll just send you my sparkles that I've collected from the astral. Oh. So where else? I think that was all. Oh no, we've still got more. It's more holly.
More holy stuff. Yeah.
It's very clean for holly.
Yeah, we were very careful.
Why?
I think they might have even put some like paper down or something so that they could collect it more easily. And it was also winter, so we were all in our jackets, and I think that was another.
Okay. You didn't want to get too dirty.
Yeah.
It's holly. Now it makes much more sense. She's so cute. I thought it was somewhere where you were eating. That's what I wanted to know about the food. And that was the last one.
And that's me with the guy who was going to be taking Sanskrit. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this was Holly in Canada, though, hey?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Now that also makes so much more sense.
Yeah. All the snow and stuff, jackets.
Oh. I don't. Did you tell? I wanted to know about the food. I want to know now.
Yeah, it was great. Like both before, when we were eating in restaurants and stuff before we went there and after was phenomenal. And at the ashram was phenomenal, much more simple, but still so good. Um, and when we were on our way there, we had stopped at a place just along the highway, and whatever I got was like really spicy, and I love spice, but it was making me cry, and everyone was making fun of me, and I'm like, I don't mind. This is okay. I don't mind crying from spice. It's still delicious, so no, don't. We're not packing it up and taking it away. Don't even worry about it. But then we noticed that they were like, they had this big vat of silverware that they were cleaning, or that was cleaned, and they were drying and putting away, but there was still like food chunks all over it. So that wasn't very inspiring, but do what you do. Just take more oregano and grapefruit seed extract.
Yeah. I watch a few things. So the cooking program, from India, street food. Well, some of it is like no, but yeah. So
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you back on again. I'm going to.
Yeah, that would be fun. This was great.
Did you enjoy? I did enjoy it too. Yeah. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. So, so if you could go back, what would your soul long to share about India right now?
Sorry, if I could go back?
Not if you could go back. When you go back in your mind, sorry. If you just close your eyes, or like you were going over your blog spot, and
I think
that jumps every now and again. What would you like to
Yeah,
share?
The biggest thing that stands out for me is the duality and the dichotomy of the color versus the browns and grays, and the poverty versus the wealth, and all of that. I just found that so fascinating, and like such it's hard because like I don't want to be like it's beautiful, even though all of these people have it so hard, but it is. It's almost like this very strange sense of balance, being that it's both of the extremes, and the pendulum can swing in either way. And to those like massive extremes, I found that like very, very fascinating and very beautiful in its own right. So I think that's probably something that sticks in my mind the most. And how spirituality there is so open and so varied. They have every religion, and some that no other places in the world really contain. So I find that really fascinating as well. And everybody is very open to everybody else's paths, or that's how it felt in my limited time there. But yeah, that's probably my biggest takeaways. Yeah. And the generosity, like very, yeah, yeah.
And the happy disposition, immaterial of where you are in life.
Yeah.
So, if a young girl came into your shop now, to today, and her heart aching and seeking something much deeper, what would you tell her about India?
Ooh. Just go and figure it out yourself. Because I think that there's something for everybody, and it would be so individual as to what you're going to take from it, because it's so rich in context, maybe is what I'm looking for, where you can go and find something that's going to resonate with you, and that you'll learn from and grow from so easily, and probably within like your first, few hours there, honestly. So I think it's not something that you could answer for another person other than just go and figure it out on your own.
Yeah, I mean, let's say somebody came to shop and just said, oh, they're really feeling they want to go to like Sadhguru
Mm-hmm.
in January. I mean, what would you say? Go.
Go.
Take some extra time. Don't just go for the ashram.
Yes. Yeah. I would definitely love to go back and explore more.
Yeah.
If I'm with someone who's organized and who can do that, because like I said, don't travel very well. So I'm in a much better place if I know that everything's kind of mapped out, and I can just trust that whoever I'm with is taking me to cool places and has it all figured out. I would love to go to South India. Kerala looks just absolutely beautiful. I feel very drawn there for sure.
Yeah, I think South India is a little wilder.
Yes.
And there are a lot more temples. I would also like to go to South India. I think I don't care where I'd go actually, but South India would be really wonderful. So yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting very dark here. You see, I haven't.
I see that. Like, wait a second. Just some reflection off your glasses.
I know it's even worse. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate. It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed getting some of your memory pictures into my brain. So some of your feelings, the things that you don't really see, but what you feel.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have really picked up on some of that magic that you shared.
Aw, thank you.
And really appreciate it. So we look forward to, we'll do another one. I'd love to do one on food and the healing, which I don't know if that maybe awakens some of that for you in your journey afterwards, the Ayurvedic stuff. But
a little bit, yeah.
So, a huge thank you to everybody for being here and enjoying. And I have totally enjoyed this information that we've had. And
thanks for making me feel so comfortable.
Oh, it's an absolute
pleasure. It's like I'm just sitting here and chatting, which I mean I am. So.
Well, I hope it was something a little different as well. That we learned something different, and
yeah, this is great.
So namaste and all that other wonderful stuff, and my 1/2 penny worth. Go and hum, guys. Not chanting, be humming. Yes, my glasses are telling you like a little spooky in the night. Yeah. It is so important. I cannot tell you how important this humming is. Hopefully you will tell me how important it has been for you. I would love to say do a mantra, but I don't want to do that because then but humming and just get it in your nose, in your head, really, use that hum.
Yeah, good frequency for sure. Oh, I think a cat fight's about to break out right next to me here.
Okay. Well, it's what it does is it does a bit like what your tuning forks do. It's loosening these crystals, and that's that's why a lot of the Indian women are so jovial and they have such beautiful complexions. But hum, I'm making you do your Sanskrit here, whether you like it or not. Hum is the sound of your throat chakra. So doing 1,001 things, letting loose all this old trauma. We don't have time to carry. There's so much happening, guys. Really, the bag of trauma is just like way too heavy.
Yeah.
no baggage. We're
Yeah.
going on a flight. So Trista and everybody, and who else here? Mr. Floyd, everybody's still here. So many of us are still here. Really love, 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 love you all. Where are you? I'm going into nighttime. Oh, my glasses are so cute. Look at that. It's like a wiggly worm. Oh, my poor dog. Let me go and take it. We've still got lightness outside. Okay, guys. Love you a lot. And we've got PG tomorrow. So whether he's landed or not, we will be live. Love and blessings, sweetest, sweetest dreams, beautiful angel dust, beautiful fairy dust.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and Trista. Oh, okay, the cats are fighting. Guys,
Yeah, time to go.
Hey, be nice.
They do give us our cues. So thank you, everybody. And
all right.
And especially Ganesha. Thank you, Ganesha, for being there always. Love us. Trista's doing this all by herself now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.